Hi there, this is Bruno from Spainguru.es, your portal and community for Spanish immigration. And today we're gonna talk about how to get a valid Spanish driving license. So this article was written by a member of Spainguru's community and actually co-founder of Spainguru back in 2014, Stacy Taylor. And this is her article, How She Got a Driving License in Spain. Here it goes. Driving in Spain can be quite the adventure, but getting your Spanish driving license is a whole other type of adventure in and of itself. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready to ride through some of the essential steps with me. Step 1. Understanding who can legally drive in Spain. The legal driving age in Spain is 18 years old. Those who are under 18 cannot drive legally in Spain, even if they hold a legal license from their home country. So sorry, young US citizen, you may be able to drive at 16 back home, but not in Spain. Anyone over 18 with a valid national driving license from their home country can legally drive in Spain at first. For non-EU EA citizens, this applies for the first 6 months after moving to Spain and gaining residency. For EU EA nationals, it's 2 years. After the initial grace period for your adventure in Spanish bureaucracy will begin. Step 2. Following your legal process according to your specific situation. If you are an EU EEA citizen plus Iceland, Norway and Liechtenstein, who is a legal resident in Spain, you will have to obtain a Spanish driving license. You can do this either by exchanging your foreign license or renewing your foreign license. You can legally drive in Spain using your existing driving license for the first 2 years of residence in Spain, although important. After 6 months, you must register your details with the traffic authorities. You can do this at your Registro Central de Conductores e Infractores or the Provincial Traffic Headquarters, Jefatura Provincial de Tráfico. Once you register, you'll need to take a medical examination at the Centro de Reconocimiento de Conductores Autorizado. You must adhere to the same conditions as Spanish driving license holders. This includes undertaking any necessary required medical tests, renewing or exchanging the license after the first 2 years residence in Spain. If an EU license is renewed in Spain, it effectively converts it into Spanish EU license. This needs to be renewed every 10 years up to the age of 65 and every 5 years after 65 years old. If you don't obtain a Spanish driving license after 2 years of residency, you can face a fine of 200 euros. To exchange your EU EA license to that of a Spanish driving license, you'll need to go to the Provincial Traffic Headquarters. Bring the following documents with you to be processed: an application form, valid passport or national identity card, proof of residence, certificate of registration in the Central Alliance Register, i.e. your NIE number or número de identificación de extranjero, or empadronamiento, valid driving license to be exchanged in Spain, original and photocopy, 2 recent photographs of 32 x 25 millimeters, declaration in writing that you haven't been banned or suspended from driving, declaration in writing that you don't hold another driving license of the same class in another country. Long story short, in other words, if you are an EU EA citizen, your process is a lot more simplified. You will also have a longer grace period than that of any non-EU EA citizen. Live it up while you can. You are saving a lot of time, money and energy in not having to take the Spanish driving test. UK license holders. To drive in Spain as a resident after the end of the Brexit withdrawal agreement transition period, December 31st, 2020, holders of the UK driving licenses must exchange their UK driving license for a Spanish one. You cannot substitute your UK driving license for an international driving permit or IDP. According to current regulations, a driving license issued in the United Kingdom is valid in Spain for 6 months after arrival. If you have been a resident for more than 6 months and have not exchanged your UK license for a Spanish one, you will no longer be able to drive using your UK license as of 1st of May 2022. For example, if you move to Spain before November 21, your UK driving license will no longer be valid as of 1st May 2022. Before you can legally continue driving in Spain, you must pass the Spanish theory and practical driving tests. If you did not request a license exchange with the DGT or Dirección General de Tráfico before December 30th, 2020, you will still have to take a practical and theory driving test to obtain a Spanish license. The Spanish and British governments have confirmed that they are still negotiating the recognition of a UK and Spanish driving licenses in both countries. For any non-EU EEA citizen, like myself in the case of Stacy, who's American, you'll need to get your Spanish driving license. You can do this by either exchanging your foreign license if your country has an agreement with Spain, then you will be lucky, or you'll be required to take a Spanish driving license test like Stacy had to do. This includes the theoretical written test and the practical test as well. But it's not all bad news. All non-EU EEA citizens may legally drive in Spain using your existing foreign driving license for up to 6 months after moving to Spain, once you receive your residency. If your foreign driving license is not in Spanish, you must always carry an official translation or an international driving permit, IDP, which is valid for 1 year and must be applied for outside of Spain in your home country. While waiting for your residency to be approved, you may legally drive using your existing foreign driving license for up to 1 year as long as you have your IDP on hand with your legal license from your home country. So, who are some of these lucky 20-some odd nationalities who can just exchange their license over to a Spanish one? The lucky countries: citizens of Algeria, Andorra, Argentina, which is my case. I could exchange actually my driving license for a Spanish one, exchanging my Argentine driving license. Again, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Guatemala, Japan, Korea, Macedonia, Morocco, Nicaragua, Peru, Panama, Paraguay, Philippines, Serbia, Switzerland, Turkey, Tunisia, Ukraine, Uruguay, and Venezuela. These are the lucky countries who can exchange their driving license. Be sure to always check with your home country's consulate in Spain or the Spanish Traffic Authority, as the agreements between countries are always changing. Diplomats and international staff can also exchange their driving regardless of their nationality. Contact the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for more information. In general, in order to exchange your non-EU EEA license, you'll need the following forms to be processed. Be careful, some countries may need extra translations or forms from their consulate embassy. Make sure to always double check what you need. Okay, but generally, application form, valid national identity card or passport, original one, residence permit, identity card or foreign passport along with a certificate of registration in the Central Register of Foreigners for EU foreigners, or residence permit from non-EU, original effect, valid residence card, medical fitness report from a recognized medical center such as an authorized driver's check center or Centro de Reconocimiento de Conductores Autorizado, valid driving license to be exchanged, original and photocopy, 2 recent photographs of 32 by 25 millimeters, declaration in writing that you haven't been banned or suspended from driving, declaration in writing that you don't hold another driving license of the same class issued by another EU country. Once again, your process is a lot more simplified than that of any non-EU EEA citizen whose country doesn't have an agreement regarding the legal process. Leave it up while you can and know that you are saving a lot of time, money, and energy in not having to take the Spanish driving test. Alrighty, we have now come to the highlight of this article, the Spanish driving test. So, it may be frustrating for many non-EU EEA citizens having to do it all again to get a Spanish driving license. This is especially true if they have a license and experience driving in their home country. It's even more frustrating because most of Spanish drivers do whatever the hell they want and only follow about 60% of the rules. This is Stacy's opinion. I think they drive quite well here in Spain, but of course I come from Argentina, so different experiences. My advice: just bite your tongue and push through it and get it done. This is the land of titulitis. This is a funny expression, right? Like diplomas, the land of diplomas. So this is the land of titulitis and bureaucracy, as well as no pasa nada, nothing happens. It is what it is, sadly. But I had a great practical training teacher, and I'm grateful for the training I received from both tests. I'm originally from the US, Stacy, and I am sadly from the generation that never learned how to drive a manual car. I love learning another skill and pushing myself to do it in Spanish. Toma ya. Other options. There are options in Spain to take your test in English or a variety of other languages, as well as taking the practical test with an automatic car only. This does depend on where you live though. Very important note: if you take the exam with an automatic car, You'll legally only be able to drive an automatic car in Spain, which is not the common thing. Where to apply? You must apply to take the test at the Provincial Traffic Headquarters of Jefatura Provincial de Tráfico. Most people end up going through an autoescuela or official driving school who will do all this for you. This includes signing you up for all the necessary tests and providing you with the supplies, which will be part of the total price. I signed up through my local autoescuela, shout out to Autoescuela 2000 in San Fernando de Henares and Coslada in Madrid. I initially decided to try and take the written test in Spanish, but I switched jobs shortly after signing up and started working 40 hours a week in Spanish. My brain was fried by the end of the day, so decided to take it in English instead. My autoescuela. The autoescuela I went with didn't have any classes in English, but they were able to request the English language book and test booklet for me from the DGT at no additional cost. Note 1. This is available through any autoescuela, as the DGT issues the books to their schools. You just need to speak with the local autoescuela requesting that they order these 2 books for you in English from the DGT. Extra note. The English in these books is a strange mix of British English and a sort of literal translation from Spanish. Either way, the questions could be understood, and it should be noted to always keep an eye on the prepositions, as those are the tricks they use in Spanish version of the test, and they did a similar thing when translating it into English. They offered unlimited classes in Spanish with a teacher to prep to the written test, included in the initial price that I paid. Thankfully, there were also a simulator of a manual car that I could practice on as much as I needed. On top of this, they provided an online application with practice tests that I used at the school and at home. I took advantage of all these resources, but the written or teórico test, I mainly read my English course book. I also went through the questions in the English test booklet, paying close attention to the ones I got incorrect. I used several apps from my phone that I was able to download for free to study and on the go. And yes, they even had the questions in English. Here are a few of the apps that I used on my phone to study for my written exam. IOL Cloud, Todo Test. If you are looking for an autoescuela that has both tests and all the preparatory and driving classes in English, be prepared for pay for it. Here's a list of a few autoescuelas that can help you to get Spanish driving license. In Madrid, Autoescuela Gala. In Barcelona, Stop and Drive, Autoescuela Corsa. These are not affiliates or anything. This is something that was recommended by Stacy. What you'll need to sign up for these tests: a certificate of mental and physical fitness from the Centro de Reconocimiento de Conductores Autorizado, an application form, 2 passport-size photographs, your residence permit, proof of address in Spain, a declaration that there are no suspensions or legal cases preventing you from driving, a declaration that you don't already hold a similar license. How much does a Spanish driving license cost? Well, that all depends on where you live, how many times it takes you to pass the written test, how many classes you end up taking through your autoescuela, and how many times it takes you to pass the practical test. It is important to understand that you can only fail one of the test once. Otherwise, you'll have to pay an extra fee or tasa to try it again. For example, I passed my written exam on the first try. This meant I was able to take the practical exam at least twice without having to pay again. I know others who failed the written exam first time and felt a lot of pressure to then pass their practical exam. Here's my personal example. Autoescuela matrícula, 30 euros. Examen teórico, 92 euros. Abono at 10 classes, 215 euros. I got 2 of these before my practical test, so 430 in total. 2 classes that were free and included in the price of my matrícula. 2 more classes right before the first exam práctico, 43 euros in total, so 21.50 each class. Examen práctico number 1, 123 euros. 5 more classes before my second exam práctico, 107.50. Examen práctico, 123. So my total cost was around 1,000 euros, including the medical checkup, and such it came out to around 1,000 euros, as I said. So basically that's the money you have to count on, more or less. I would estimate that as a general minimum. That said, I know people who spent only 800 euros and others who spent close to 1,500. I heard even more. It depends on how many classes you and your teacher feel you will need, as well as how you do on your actual exams. Important. Do not feel rushed at all, but there are time limits on how long you can wait between each test. Your written test is valid for up to 2 years from the time you take it, but your practical test scores are only valid for up to 6 months. What does this mean? You can take your time after your written test, but once you take your first practical test and fail, you have to keep the momentum up. If you wait longer than 6 months between your next practical test, you guessed it, you'll have to pay another fee or tasa. So here Stacy explains how actually she spent some time between the different tests. So, congratulations, you managed to get a Spanish driving license. Once you pass the practical test, you'll receive your temporary license. This will work until your official one arrives at the autoescuela. Then you will also get your green L or sign plate to place in the back window of your car. You'll have to have your green L sign plate there for a year from the day you pass the test. Some people decide not to do this, but it will help you avoid a fee or potential issue. I used mine and had no problem at all. And to be quite honest, it helped keep the crazy Spanish drivers off my tail while I got used to circulating around this crazy capital, Madrid. Take advantage of that giant L. Step 4. Celebrate. Whether you only had to do paperwork or you had to start from scratch, you did it. Now you go celebrate your new Spanish driving license by organizing a road trip somewhere off the map and enjoying your newfound freedom. And of course, always drive safely. This was written by Stacy Taylor, co-founder of Spainguru, and in the article that I will share the link below, you can actually find her LinkedIn and social media links. So yeah, this is the article about how to get a Spanish driving license. Please keep in mind that all the information provided in this video is based on personal experience and on internet research, so it should not be considered legal advice. If you need to contact immigration or tax experts, among other services, go to spainguru.es, where you will find a ton of information, and also you will find recommended partners for different services. Spainguru also has several Facebook groups. The most important one is this one, Spain Immigration and Residency Questions, which is nearly 16,000 members, where you can post all your questions and doubts. You can do it actually anonymously. There's no problem if you don't want to show your name. Our community will do the best to answer your questions very quickly. And there's also groups for non-lucrative visa and the future Spanish digital nomad visa. You can find the links in the groups and in Spainguru to join today. Alright, you can also sign up for our weekly newsletter that we send every Monday, that contains all the top discussions on the Spainguru community and groups and interesting links. And well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and if you like this kind of videos and you made it so far in the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, help us out with the algorithm, and click the bell so you don't miss any of the new videos that we upload to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. This is Bruno from Spainguru. Have a good day. Bye bye.